Hey everybody, Dirt Digging Fool here. Um, I figured, I did my first and second videos yesterday, um, so I figured I would do a video to show you guys my collection this far. Um, I've been metal detecting since August 8th, 2015. I actually put that on a piece of paper up there. That's what I call the detecting wall, but I'll get to that here in a minute. Um, Yeah, I've been detecting for about a year and a half, and it's a great hobby. I love it. Um, I just wanted to show you guys what all I've found so far, and just kind of how I display my stuff. So let's get started. I will go here first. Um, Here, I'm just keeping some of the iron stuff I don't really even know about yet this far. I don't even know what that is. Kind of a lot of things in here, just sort of random. I know back here, actually, I've got a Rains guide that I found at an old church. Actually, I'll set that out here. Um, and, just figured I'd keep the nails. But that's what's in that drawer. Down here, I've got a few patches and just some papers. Up here, I've got the dictionaries that I use, and they're very helpful, actually. This is Arms and Equipment of the Union. It's actually a dictionary on, well, it's pretty explanatory, actually. Arms and Equipment of the Union Army, which is most commonly where I'm located right now in terms of relics. So I'll go ahead and come over here. These are all lead figurines that I found at the local amphitheater. And they're pretty heavy too. I'd say they're pretty old. That looks like a soldier, just like this one and this one. I'm up to 4 skeleton keys. I think this is the first one I found, and it's pretty rusty, but I've got a few kinds here. And this is by far the biggest, that's for sure. Next, I found this old box just laying around out in the garage, and I figured it would be nice to display my finds in. So, I've got this big hunting knife I actually found probably about a month ago. Some spoons, that's a screw on top actually, but I got a cork bottle back there, and actually, I thought this was pretty weird, a gas cap. I know I wouldn't be too happy to lose the cap off my car, but anyway, this was from yesterday's video, the jar. I did do a bit more research on it. It is from Germany. It's a tea or even a spice box that they would keep their tea and spices in. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Old spur. There is a Civil War encampment that is not far from where I live, and also in that same area are some old places I like to go to, but that's most commonly what this stuff has come from. Like this padlock right here, harmonica reed, and actually this fork I think is pretty cool too. That's silver right there, so it's in pretty good shape. This is actually from Germany. It is a copper tea strainer, so that's pretty cool. Next, this bowl, along with this little pitcher thing, is actually, I think, a sugar and creamer set that I found at an old church. But I just keep, let me set you down real quick. This is what I actually keep my bullets in. These are all from the Civil War encampment, except a few of these are probably from the Riverside Park that I go to. But yeah, there's musket ball, some mini balls, 2 and 3 ringers. This was probably my first significant find that I know of. Looks to be lead, and it is actually a chess piece that I found at a local fort. And that was when I first started detecting. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Should have seen my face when I found that. But also, this also came from the Civil War encampment. This is off of a bridle. The bridle tag says U.S. That encampment sure has given me a lot of stuff. Right back here, this is a musket caps container. And a lot of the stuff, I've had people get on me about, did you plant this or plant that, because of the condition that things are coming out as. And, I tell them, the soil type around here, I think, is better than other places. And I'll get more to that here in a minute with the coins. But yeah, this is where I keep all my pretty significant finds as far as jewelry and relics. This is sterling silver, very ornate brooch, and I think that's maybe aquamarine or some sort of light blue stone in the middle. But yeah, I've got a few things in here. That's a gold-filled watch. This was my first ring. It's sterling silver. Found that at an old school. Let's see. There's a lot of silver in here. I know. I've got 2 thimbles. I'd say this one is my favorite though. Right here, it's got some initials carved into it somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty ornate. And at the same site, 2 of these same medals at the same place that I found at different times. So I think that's pretty cool also. So that's what's in there. I found this probably a few weeks ago. It is made out of brass, I believe, made in India. It's an old shoe ashtray. So I thought that was pretty crazy. This is a silver cowbell, is what it is, bracelet. That's made out of silver. This was remarkable, considering that the wood is still intact. But these are knitting needles, believe it or not, if I can get it out. These are actually knitting needles. I kind of thought they were metal skewers. That was also at the Civil War encampment. Next, I think I'll get to the coins. I found this cool little box laying around, and it's slotted so I can put, silver in the left, nickel and penny in the middle, and foreign and token coins on the right side. And I've got quite a bit of silver coins. Maybe in a later video I can go back individually to each one of these and go through them and show you guys. This I actually found yesterday, but I did not capture it. I did not capture that on video. My first draped bust large cent, and it is 1802. But I'll get to the camera thing later. You're probably wondering why this is very blurry. I'm actually taking it on my phone because, since you guys know, I'm just now starting out with the video portion of metal detecting. So hopefully soon I'll get a GoPro is what I'm wanting to film my finds, because it just makes things a lot easier, I think. I'll set that aside and get to that in a minute. This is sterling silver, heavy plated though, it is not solid. Little baby cup. It's got A engraved on it. That bag is actually the powder that was in this carbide miner's lamp. It's a just right carbide miner's lamp from the early 1900s. on the bottom, it's probably not going to be able to focus. It says United States of America. That was at the Civil War encampment. And just a side note, I will probably talk about the Civil War encampment a lot throughout my metal detecting adventures, just because that place is so big and it's given up so many great relics. I love it. This is the powder that went in the inside. I figured I'd save it, and I'll come across a smaller bag and just put it back in there. Then, I've got a soluble coffee tin. One of the things I like is that you can get all kinds of things and research them. Trying to find an example like this tin over here, the musket caps. I like to go home, and the minute I get home, I'll be hopping on the computer, trying to research these things. And, I just love being able to come home and sit down and just look all this stuff up and learn some more about the history. But this is an old axe head from the Civil War encampment, and it's falling apart. But I've seen some definitely better condition than this is, but my first axe head, I thought it was pretty cool. Next is, I heard that these were pretty valuable if you have a lot of them. There are these porcelain mason jar tops. So I've only stumbled across one whole one. So there's that. This I found about 2 months ago, and it's at an old a Quaker church is what it is. And there's also a boarding house to go along with it. But this is an old horse bridle. It's called a bit. I don't know why I just called it a bridle. It's called a bit. That they would bite down on. So I don't know about you, but I definitely wouldn't want to be taking a bite down on that. Move this out of the way. This is full of pop tabs, which is actually, if you metal detect, it's basically your mortal enemy to metal detecting. It's just, they're everywhere. I don't even understand. But those are the pop tabs. I'm going to see how long it takes to fill that up. This is a mason jar. It's full of my clad pennies, nickels, dimes. These are wheat pennies. I'm up to 29 wheat pennies. So hopefully I'll be able to fill this up soon. That's about halfway. It's about halfway full of bottle caps. Same thing goes with the pop tabs. I'm going to see how long it takes to fill that up. But I suppose I'll get to the wall that I have up here. So a while back I decided that I wanted to do a metal detecting wall. And just post some of the things I thought were cool up there. Start on this side, I guess. This, oh yeah, I gotta get the lights focused, was the class ring I found in 1972 behind an old school. And turns out the guy I returned it to, his name is Stan, he was out with a truckload of friends, and he lost it. He was out there drinking, which explains the bottle caps. But I submitted that on the Garrett website, and he actually picked it back in, I think, October it was. So that was cool. I thank Vaughn greatly for that. Here are 2 pictures from the encampment that I go to, but it obviously looks much different now. Next, these guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who they are. That is Tim Saylor, and that is King George. I've got more of them over here. I love watching them. They're the ones that kind of got me stuck on metal detecting. When I sent them a little note, to tell them about that, and they're able to send me this back, and told me to keep digging those big silver coins. So, thank you, Ringy and King George. Up here, I've got the coin count as of earlier this year. 210 pennies, 31 dimes, 16 nickels, 24 quarters, 29 wheat pennies, 30 silver coins. That's obviously gone up since then, with yesterday's find of the silver jar. That had some silver coins in it too. Foreign and token, that's gone up as well. And penny and nickel pre-1900. I've got to work on that title, actually. There's some more things I need to add under that. Up here, this quote. I like that quote. So you can read that. I thought it was pretty nice. I started, as I said earlier, August 8th, 2015. That's when I bought my first detector. It was a white coin master. So I thought it was great. And then I hear about this thing called a Garrett AT Pro, and I said, wow, that looks pretty nice. Well, I'll get to that in another video with the detectors and tools I use. Yeah, that's the bucket list. I can go over that sometime. And just, I think what a lot of people would like to find. I've got quite a few things on there. I think that's about it, actually. Over here I've got my vest that I like to use. I actually got this idea from Nugget Noggin. He's on YouTube, I'm sure you guys know. And these are some of the patches I came across. The Federation of Metal Detector and Archaeological Clubs, they actually sent me a patch when I became a member of that. It's a really great thing to join too. You got a lot of people that know a lot of things on there. So that is great. Anyway, here is basically what I got after a year and a half of metal detecting. Sure takes a lot of patience, a lot of trash. But anyway, I thought this would be a good third video to do. And if you guys want me to do any kind of certain video, you can just comment down below. And I guess just kind of bear with me here as I try and figure things out as far as, you know, working on the camera stuff, working how to get my videos together too. I'm sure you noticed that I had the video 1 and video 2 separate. I wanted to put those together. I don't know if maybe I didn't see something and you could still put them together. But I've heard Adobe Premiere, I think is what it's called, is good to edit and merge your videos. So I'll have to check that out. But if you guys have any suggestions on how to film this stuff or what you guys use, please do comment down below. I definitely look forward to some of that feedback. Look possibly for a video this coming weekend. I'm going out back to the same place that I found the silver jar, which is a local park that's very old. It's over in the historical district of the town. I've actually got a permit through the city parks to be able to detect there. So anyway, I thought this would be a good video. I will catch you guys later. Good luck.